It's Friday night, so you know things are about to get freaky. Welcome to The Freak Show. Here are your hosts, JustinFREAKIN and a very special friend of Freakin.
That happened to me the other day when we were coming on for the Troll Patrol. I was like, I just updated my system, so for some reason it doesn't recognize my microphone. Good evening, welcome. No very special friend of Freakin tonight. I'm gonna fly solo. This is the first time I've ever done this alone. I've always had a co-host for the Friday Night Freak Show, but I decided to give it a go. We'll see how it goes with just me talking about some bullshit. I've got some wild stories to tell you guys about, that's for sure. Fuzzy, Tones, good evening. Welcome. I'm not high enough for this shit. On a Friday night. I ain't got shit to do, so I'm sucking on the wrong part. That's what she said. I'm doing it again, I think. I know, I've been very irregular on the Friday night streams, but yeah, we always started at 10 o'clock. When I was on the radio, when I was doing this as a college show, we were 8 to midnight. When I started doing this with Sparkles, we decided to start at 10 o'clock Eastern time. That was 9 o'clock for us because we were on Central time. But that gave us enough time to get to go out to dinner. By the time she got off work, came over and got me, we could go out to dinner, get back, and still have some time to get the show going, right? I would have everything ready for the show before she came over. Then we'd go out to dinner. And then we'd usually, like, sometimes we'd go and grab something and we'd bring it back to my place and we'd be eating at like 7:30, 8 o'clock. And then we had a little time to decompress, get high before the show. She would usually sit at the desk and roll joints and do her makeup. So that was the, and plus, like, it's the Friday Night Freak Show. It feels kind of weird coming on early. And like I've wondered about, like, did I shoot myself in the foot with like the time that the Troll Patrol comes on? I personally think it's perfect, but I'm up against a lot of other things. Like, for me, it's, you know, when we're doing debates, when we're doing rallies, they're usually taking place at the time that the Troll Patrol is on anyway. If the president is giving a primetime address, it's happening when the Troll Patrol is on. So I think like 8 o'clock is a good time. Things have kind of settled down. There's not usually breaking news. I have time to actually, like, the news has settled, and I can kind of pick and choose what to do. So that's why I feel like 8 o'clock Eastern time is a good start time for the Troll Patrol. But I've been open to change it, and I've thought about that. I'm like, would I do better if I came on at 4 o'clock in the afternoon? I've thought about 4:20 in the afternoon. But I like it better. I personally, for my schedule, I'd rather get the show over with. That sounds weird, and like be on about my evening, because like had the Troll Patrol coming on at like 8 o'clock, it kind of, like, you know, if you wanted to go out to dinner with friends, you know, it kind of screws that up. If, you know, it's kind of in between because I'm a bit of a night owl, so I'm up for a few hours after the show, so like it's kind of like I have to get ready for it hours beforehand, and then I've got to decompress afterwards, and it takes up the day. Whereas, you know, if I did it when I first got up. Venus, good evening. But like in terms of news content, I feel like it fits perfectly. And then also one of the considerations that I had back when I was on Twitch was that I don't go up against Echoplex. I would usually, like if we overlapped any, it was an hour tops, and then I would raid into Echoplex. So it was like a good companion, right? you find out what that news be doing with me, and then you go over, you get your conspiracy bingo and shit going on with producer Dave afterwards. So that was another reason for the time period. I've got some wild stories tonight. We're gonna watch some Jeopardy. Apparently they aired Celebrity Jeopardy. Becky Lynch, the WWE wrestler, set a record. Apparently did not answer a single question correctly. Thanks a lot, Becky, for representing the wrestling world. Really appreciate it. Makes those of us who are into sports entertainment and the wrestling business, makes us look kind of stupid. We might do this. I've got 15 metal bands that were banned by Disney. One of those listicle kind of deals. Ooh. We're definitely doing this one. A double D breast implants actually saved a man's life. Two hunters shot and killed themselves in separate incidents, just miles and hours apart. It's one of those freak occurrences. A woman has been arrested for a 6-year crime spree of crashing weddings. Got video of a suspect in I think it was some kind of a foot chase from police. Gets locked inside a porta-john. For some reason, I have an interview of Sean Hannity with Kid Rock. Maybe we'll watch that. Reverse thread, good evening. Clinically, my man. I should probably make the chat bigger. Let's do that. Something like that. It's better. We'll work it out here live on stream. I'll come over this way a little bit. Then you got Maynard in the background. I'm gonna have to tighten up my mic arm. It's very loose. That's how I like my women too. I keep thinking I'm not sucking on the right part of this. He was being a dick again this morning. God, I hate it when he does that. Like he comes in here and meow. I want to get up here on top of my PS5, and I'm like, no, Maynard, get down. I love him though. Love him. Here is a meme of the day. Saint, this is not the political show. I do a political show. I invite you to come by. Sunday through Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Find out what that news be doing. I am your resident news gimp. So we're just not doing phrasing anymore. God, I love Archer so much. I see, that's another thing. Meta Ursus. I find it hard to try to watch ER when I haven't even watched like the last 2 seasons of Archer. I haven't watched the last season of BoJack Horseman. Like, I don't really have time to go watch other shows. I haven't even watched the shows I like. And just ER just doesn't really seem like it would be up my alley. Like, as a broadcaster, as someone who makes art, I would appreciate it. I would appreciate it if it's a good show. But it's like, I like crude adult cartoon humor and shit. Archer, BoJack Horseman. Me cakes. Well, this ain't it. I don't even have my Biden drop. I can't even tell you. Come on, man. Remember Alf? He's back in pog form. There's a fat ass white girl. Oh shit. Apparently the Troll Patrol is a bit bread and butter. That's the news show is the premiere show I do. Which is wild because this is the one that has the history. This is the show I've been doing for years and years that I tried to get on the radio. Back in like 2005 was the first time I tried to do a show called the Friday Night Freak Show. Working for a radio station called Q95, and I wanted to do. I was an internet pirate, and there were a lot of like cool remixes and mashups. Mashups were a thing that were like going around at the time. I really liked remixes and mashups and shit. And Q95 was a top 40 radio station. So like I pitched to them the idea of doing a show where like 8 to 10, 8 to midnight, whatever, on a Friday night called the Friday Night Freak Show, where I would do mashups and shit, and I'd get a DJ and everything, and they shot that down. Fortunately, a couple years later, they ended up doing a nationally syndicated show called Friday Night House Party, and it was that's sort of the same concept, right? Doing remixes and mashups and shit like that. So it was a good idea. I was ahead of my time. Then at the next radio station I worked for, we had a top 40 station. I was the news director. And we had a top 40 station, but I wasn't on it. Because like they were very adamant about when they wanted to train the listeners. If they heard my voice, it was like an important message, right? If I was coming on and it was any other time than the set news time at the top of the hour, like it was something you wanted to listen to because some shit was going down. Remember, we're in the post 9/11 world. Well, I wasn't on the top 40 station. It didn't have news on it. So I pitched to them the idea, the same thing. I wanted to do the Friday Night Freak Show. I wanted to come on and DJ and play remixes and mashups. Everybody approved it. We even cut a commercial for it, and the corporate program director was walking by, heard the commercial that aired, came in, was like, you aren't doing that, because he was real old school. Like, no, the news director, and I wasn't going to be, Justin Mullins, the news director. I was going to be DJ FREAKIN. Nixed that idea for that reason, that when they hear you, it should be news, and we don't want it to be anything else, which I get it. But also, I'm like 21, 22 at the time, and I do mobile DJing on the side. I would meet people, and they would freak out that I was as young as I was, because they just assumed dude on the radio was like fucking 40, 50 years old doing the news. I have 3 piercings. I only have 2 of them in the bottoms of my ears. I had the top of this ear pierced, and I forgot one time, like I'd went on a date or something, had my earrings in, and I forgot and went to some kind of political meeting, whatever, and I still had the diamond in the top of fake diamond, of course, in the top of my ear, and some old lady came over to me and like chastised me for it. He's like, "Sonny, you're not gonna go anywhere with that earring in your ear." Oh man, this would have been like 2006. Vampire erotica. That is awesome. And I think I can kind of surmise it was like Ministry and 9 Inch Nails and shit like that. I miss college radio. Of course, they kicked me off of the radio station twice. Well, I've done both. I've been in both worlds. I've done the top 40 stations, and we had two country. It was the second station I worked for was the much bigger station. We had a conglomerate of 9 stations, 4 AMs and 5 FM stations. We had 2 country stations, and I always wanted, man, like I even pitched to them to the second country, like, because we had a pop country station, that was our big station, and then we bought the competition, and they had a country station. And it was in like the next town over, and I pitched to them. I was like, and it had like more of, like a down dirty kind of reputation. And I pitched to them the idea that like it should not be like a country station, it should be like country and southern rock mixed together, and that would go really well in the area in eastern Kentucky, southwest Virginia. But no, nobody fucking listened to me. So they just made it pretty much the same station as the other country station. I used to have access to free music all the time. Now I just pirate it. But like pirated would be easier than getting it. But yeah, I used it back in the day. I used to sit and listen to the CDs. Like even when I didn't have any, because I was programming at the college station. So, like, it was actually my job to listen to the CDs and put them in the system. But at the other stations, like, it wasn't even my job to do that shit. But I would listen to, because, like, they were all like a catalog on the wall on the back of the one of the studios. So I would sit and listen through and rip whatever I wanted, because it was still like, some stuff was still hard to find. It was easier to rip music off of a CD than it was to just download everything, right? Like, so newer shit was easier to download, but like some of the shit that was in this back catalog, because we're talking 2006, 2007. Richard, good evening. I feel like country's having some kind of a resurgence. Jason Isbell and names are escaping me right now. Like Zach Bryan, like people that are not necessarily poppy country, kind of like outlaw country, is having a bit of a resurgence. I don't know what the fuck a jelly roll is, though. Apparently his wife was a stripper or something. Like, good for you, dude. Fucking love Queens of the Stone Age. I've been wearing out their new album. I guess since we're talking about music, you want to do the 15 metal bands banned by Disney? It's one of these Loudwire articles. Check this out here. 15 rock and metal bands that have been banned by Disney. Disney, the corporation, and heavy music don't have much crossover appeal except for those irresistible radio Disney interpretations of metal classics from bands like is that a real thing? Like bands like Cannibal Corpse and Necrophagist. 2 bands whose names both concern the consumption of the dead, not very family friendly. These two opposing worlds do overlap occasionally, as rock and metal tours often stop at the House of Blues, Lake Buena Vista, Florida, and Anaheim, California, both which were once on Disney property. Throughout the years, several bands have been prevented from performing at the happiest place on earth, as Disney has deemed the image, lyrical content, and even undesirable fans. Is that Tool fans of certain groups grounds for banning them in hopes of preserving the company's squeaky clean image? Well, mostly. They've had their own mishaps, like the overtly racist Song of the South, which will never see a re-release, and some sexual references in others, like The Lion King and The Little Mermaid. What are the sexual references in The Lion King and The Little Mermaid? Is it like Simba gets like his crotch licked or something, but like that's innocent, isn't it? I don't know. I've heard stories of Disney animators sneaking shit in. Some bands like Machine Head were given explanations as to why they would not be allowed to perform, while others were left to ponder under the reasons they were deemed unfit for Disney. As Cannibal Corpse, however, it should be self-evident. Alright, first one is Cannibal Corpse. I can't even believe, they would have been invited to play at a House of Blues to begin with. Stripped, raped, and strangled, fuck with a knife, frantic disembowelment, dead human collection, hammer smashed face, I come blood. Apparently those are song titles by Cannibal Corpse. Yeah, death is part of the circle of life. It's the circle of life. But this is still a hard sell. Who the hell books Cannibal Corpse on Disney grounds? And shh, don't tell the ticket checkers that Cannibal Corpse frontman Corpse Grinder goes to Disney World all the time. Exodus. I've never even heard of Exodus. When the 2013 Metal Alliance tour featuring Anthrax, Exodus, High on Fire, and Municipal Waste. I love the band Municipal Waste. I've never heard of them before. I just love the band name. Municipal Waste. They set their sights on Disney's House of Blues venue. Just one band was met with resistance. Just one of those. Exodus. Like Cinderella forbidden from going to the ball, the Bay Area thrash legends issued a statement saying Disney decided the band was too metal, and they ultimately performed at another venue that night in Tampa, Florida. I have to check Exodus out if you're on Disney's shit list. The Dillinger Escape Plan. They were among the earliest metal acts to be barred from playing on Disney property. Greg Pistachio had a habit of bleeding on stage, which might be a little violent for Disney's demographic, but hey, they made kids watch a hunter gun down Bambi's mom and check out Scar plotting to kill his own brother in The Lion King. You'd think they could have afforded a band a little wiggle room. Fuck the Disney House of Blues, a defiant TDEP exclaimed. Never really listened to any of their music either. This is metal bands to me. I'm not into metal. They say the third time's a charm, but not for Machine Head. They've been the victims of Disney's ban 3 times, initially for violent imagery, inflammatory lyrics, and undesirable fans, even touring with Deathlock, All That Remains, and the Black Dahlia Murder, a band named after one of America's most notorious murders. All bands were granted entry, save for Machine Head. Gallows. Mickey Mouse got jealous that Minnie Mouse had Gallows posters on her wall, said the British hardcore punk outfit after learning they were dubbed too offensive and thrown on Disney's house. Okay. The statement makes sense. I'm sorry. And thrown on Disney's House of Blues ban list. The kind of stuff happens a lot. I recommend Mickey shows Minnie more attention. Take her out and make her feel special. Cartoon mice need love too, they added. Ditch the orchestra and wizard hat and get in the pit, pal. He kind of looks like Seth Rollins. Every Time I Die, banned from Disney. The word die must look great on a marquee on Disney property. As a family strolls by, a kid wonders aloud how one can die repeatedly, thinking over the band moniker Every Time I Die. How can love and happiness be eternal if life isn't? It's a grim conversation. In 2017, Disney nixed Every Time I Die's appearance, but apparently gave them no reason. Cattle decapitation. We get it. Cattle decapitation doesn't sound like a mutual friend of Disney's farm-friendly Home on the Range, despite the ban condemning the consumption of meat and systematic slaughter of animals. They were still deemed too brutal for the House of Blues, per the vegan death grinders. Maybe they would have had better luck if their 2002 record was titled "To Serve Mouse," opposed to "Serve Men." All right, we're getting a little cheesy there, Loudwire. And also, I had a hard time saying that. I always fuck their name up. Meshuggah. Welcome. Come right in. The Faceless. Sorry, you're not on the list. For unnamed reasons, Tech Death Unit, the Faceless, were not permitted to play. They're a cousin of the Heartless from Kingdom Hearts. Come on. They were not permitted to play on a 2009 date, but for some reason, Meshuggah had no problem. We're at a loss here as the lyrical content of both bands deal in consciousness, society, and other similar themes. Maybe it's just the name. Kind of got like that Metallica in the 80s look about them. Warbringer. This is Warlord's outfit here. Banned without reason, Warbringer fired back at Disney, questioning their own family-friendly values. Frontman John Kevel singled out goose-stepping Nazi hyenas from Scar's song in The Lion King and racist crows in Dumbo, countering any notion that Warbringer's lyrical themes of war, destruction, and general violence were radically off course than the entertainment peddled by the Walt Disney World Corporation. Yeah. Thy art is murder. Maybe if Thy art is murder were a Scar-loving Lion King tribute act, they could have skirted by Disney's live entertainment censors, but nope. The Australian Deathcore Act was forbidden to play on their 2015 tour with Parkway Drive. They struck back and turned the band into a badge of honor, making a Bad Brains mock-up t-shirt depicting the castle at Magic Kingdom being struck by lightning with "Banned in Disney" printed across the bottom right corner. There you go, boys. Skeleton Witch. Sounds like you would have them at the haunted house. Have them play right outside the fucking haunted house in the Magic Kingdom. In 2013, Skeleton Witch joined the seemingly at-random list of metal bands no longer allowed within the hallowed and happy walls of Disney's House of Blues. Amon Amarth and Enslaved were allowed to perform without issue, but Skeleton Witch were banned unfit to associate with Disney. So Viking raids and bashing the skulls jives with Disney's image, just not spiked gauntlets and bullet belts. They kind of look like Imagine Dragons, and they'd probably hate me for saying that. Dude looks nothing like the dude from Imagine Dragons. All white dudes wearing some kind of button-up shirts. Look alike to me. Let Live. On the road with Taking Back Sunday in 2015, Let Live were stricken from the bill by the grand conspirators operating under the Mouse's Law. Rumor has it that Goofy, Pluto, and most of Toontown were in protest against the decision. But Chairman Mouse... I feel like they took an edible before they wrote this article, and it's kicking in now that we're getting here towards the end. But Chairman Mouse exercised veto powers and struck down the proposition in the end. This is according to a quip from the band and an otherwise serious post informing their fans they would not be playing at the House of Blues and that no explanation was offered from the Disney camp. Live and let live, right? Well, they do. They have kind of a rough appearance. This guy kind of looking like Trevor from Grand Theft Auto over here. Ex Mortis. Touring under legendary fret blazer Marty Friedman, melodic death metal battalion Ex Mortis were denied the chance to play for fans in Anaheim, California in 2015. Like so many other acts, the group was left to wonder why they were deemed too objectionable. At the time, Ex Mortis had just released Slave to the Sword, but too bad it wasn't about the sword and the stone. Is that the dude that founded Vice? Is that like Shane Smith? Shane Gillis? One or the other. All white men look alike to me. Ice 9 Kills. That's like Elsa's finishing move in Kingdom Hearts, isn't it? In April of 2019, a fan on Twitter asked Ice9Kills why their show at the House of Blues in Orlando was no longer taking place. Disney's House of Blues in Orlando banned us from performing because of our violent imagery. It's a shame because I know I've seen Donald Duck at a show before. He's an Ink fan. They followed up with a Disney-inspired merch line. Oh! Now that we see the lead singer, we know the mouse is racist. It all makes sense now. Zippity doo dah, motherfucker. Hyro the Hero. They were on tour with Nonpoint, who I've seen live. Over the summer of 2019, they discovered they'd been banned from playing the House of Blues in Orlando. So I just found out Disney won't allow me to perform at the House of Blues in Orlando on our tour with Nonpoint. Y'all have any idea why they singled me out? The band tweeted. Did I have the pictures backwards? Is this Hyro the Hero? I might have the pictures in the wrong order. I might have been attributing. Oh yes, so the article started with the picture of the band. That's Cannibal Corpse. So I've been off a picture the entire time. My apologies. This is the Dillinger Escape Plan. This is Machine Head. See, I didn't even recognize any of these motherfuckers. This is Gallows. So yeah. I'm gonna go with Hyro the Hero. Got canceled because the mouse is racist. Sorry that happened to you, dude. I guess as long as we're talking about music, let's get this one out of the way. I'm sure this has been everywhere, so I almost didn't put it on the list, but let's give it a go. Let's speculate as to what's going on. This is probably a publicity stunt. I'm on the side that this is a publicity stunt. One Mr. Snoop Doggy Dogg says he is giving up smoking weed. Notice he said smoking. My money would be on it's a promotion for some edibles, maybe a vape of some sort. Very purposeful in saying that giving up smoking. That's what I'm assuming clinically. Rapper Snoop Dogg announced on Thursday in a rather solemn social media post that he's giving up smoking. After much consideration and conversation with my family, I've decided to give up smoke. Please respect my privacy at this time. It is possible that he, could have some medical condition that would be exacerbated. I'm giving up smoke is what it says. Chainsaw, good evening. So please respect my privacy at this time. It's kind of concerning. Because there's the possibility it's some kind of a medical issue that he needs to stop smoking for. But to do it so publicly, I find it sus. It's not entirely clear what kind of smoke he's quitting. The reaction on the post seems to be mixed between those who genuinely believe the 52-year-old's announcement and others who aren't quite sure. Some suggested it could be a setup for launching a new line of edibles or some other cannabis product. Grammy Award-winning rapper Queen Latifah is taking Snoop Dogg at his word, commenting on the Instagram post, "We love you." Given Snoop Dogg's image is so closely tied to smoking marijuana, it's not surprising that fans are speculating whether or not he's being serious. Darkness, good evening. How many times have I had sex with my sister? None. I don't have a sister. Try again. Ha ha ha. But this isn't the first time that Snoop Dogg has announced he's quitting smoking. Back in 2002, he quit smoking and drinking for a time and said it was because he wanted to be more of a responsible father. Earlier in the year, he suggested to the Daily Mail that he reevaluated his lifestyle and moderated his weed consumption after becoming a grandfather because I want to see my grandkids grow old. I did once have a fling with my cousin, though. After all, I'm from Kentucky, but she was only my half cousin. Listen, she's only my half cousin. We only shared one grandparent. This is my maternal grandmother. Because apparently, this is something I learned about my family. Like, my grandmother was apparently like the town whore or some shit. Because she got knocked up out of wedlock. Because you talk about this is the fucking turn of the century, right? 1900. Grandmother had a fucking baby out of wedlock because she's the town whore or some shit. They come from a long line of black sheep, apparently. The whole fucking family's black sheep. I think I've been excommunicated from the family because I'm not black sheep enough for the fucking family of black sheep. I have my life too together to associate with that riffraff that I come from. But also, she was cute, so like nobody would blame me on that one. But yeah, they call it the Dirty South for a reason. Though technically, I will tell you, as someone who has traveled all over the South and lived down in the Deep South for a little while, there's a big difference between Appalachia, where I'm from, and the Deep South. I think I prefer Appalachian culture a lot better. Just throwing that out there. I don't think I care for that Deep South. And I will tell you, they do not have good sweet tea in Alabama. That brand of tea that everybody drinks in Alabama sucks ass. Milo's or Milo's or some shit, fucking horrible. Fuck that shit. That's the worst goddamn tea ever. Sparkles fucking drank that by the gallon. Love that shit. And I don't know why, because it wasn't good. I really want to do Becky Lynch, but I feel like we should save it. Oh, we're on music. I got another music, tangentially music related. I got a musician that was interviewed on Sean Hannity last night. Yeah, everyone might need a rib for this one. You're probably not high enough for it. Can you guys hear that? I don't see the audio. There it is.
Going to be partnering with country music superstar Jason.
Well, huh. See, this is because I'm solo. This is the first time I've used this setup, so I have a. Let's see.
Now, Dean, for their rock.
Perfect.
Headlining 7 small town festivals. I wonder if that name is on purpose. And of course, in the spring and summer of 2024, in a release, Kid Rock said, the tour is for everyone who makes this country run and loves America. Nobody knows how to party like.
So not for us. We don't love America.
Like a small town American. Kid Rock is also hosting the Rock and Roll Rodeo in Texas this coming May. He joins us with more. How you doing? Great to see you. I hurt your wrist. I didn't realize that was a wrist thing, man. First, let me get to this issue. You are uncancelable. You don't give a flying rip. And you're
A flying rip.
That is correct.
well, I mean, I can't say it. I mean, I just say it differently. I call it Adam Schiff. I go, you know, you don't give a shit.
I'm just not in bed with any corporate entities, you know, where that would put me in a position where people could raise a stink. And I decided.
And that's fine and dandy. I will actually say, and this is like, I hate to give Kid Rock his props, but I will tell him, is the chat not around? Where's the chat at? There we go. Everything's all screwed up here. I will give Kid Rock his props. Yeah, I'm not associated with any corporate entity as he goes on Fox News. Like, how anti-establishment can you possibly be appearing on Fox News? But I will give Kid Rock his props. He stuck it to Ticketmaster. He keeps tickets low for his shows, for his fans. Like, he could charge a lot more than he does. So, on that one issue, Kid Rock actually is good, and I applaud him for that.
Years ago, you know, I've been very blessed. You know, I've worked hard and still be able to do this at a high level in 25 years. And I decided when I was going to get, you know, vocal about all things, like, it's not a time I have never been vocal. I came out with middle fingers on my first CD, you know, with my mouth just going like this. And I really haven't changed. The times have.
Right.
But I decided when I was really going to get vocal, surely for my love of this country and, you know, use my voice to, you know, speak on things that mean a lot to me, that there wasn't going to be any corporate deals. And I'm fine with that because, you know, I've always tried to live that there's no dollar amount on this God's green earth that would get me to, you know, not be able to be who I am.
But I think people love you more because of it.
I hope so.
All right. So,
I turned down a lot of money for it.
I'm a huge fan of Dana White. I saw you with President Trump and Dana and Tucker, and you guys all went to the MMA, what was it, the Garden?
UFC, yeah.
UFC.
Garden.
All right, so he was on this show.
I saw.
And it was about Bud Light.
Here we go.
he took on as a sponsor. Now, I'll tell you why I've never in my whole life ever supported a boycott. I've never called for a firing or a cancellation, ever. I mean, even people that I can't stand, like Bill.
By the way, I didn't either.
Yeah, okay. So what I worried about in that case was the guys that have the beer
working
routes.
class people.
Right, the guys that work in the factory, the guys that load the trucks, they're not the guys that made that stupid, you know.
Oh, they had no dog in this fight at all. It's actually funny. Speaking of that UFC fight, I'm standing there with our favorite president.
Right.
Ew.
Comes over like the CEO of Anheuser-Busch standing right behind you.
Right.
So I go to the POTUS, I'm like, hey, that's the CEO of Anheuser-Busch. Trump's like, you want to go talk to him? I'm like, I do. So me and him go over. We actually had a great conversation.
Really?
Because, you know, if you put this in context, why did this start? It's like, you know, I told him that night, I go, you sit.
So he's not associated with any kind of corporation. He'll go over and have a great conversation with the CEO of Anheuser-Busch.
Signal to a lot of people like myself, like-minded people. Put the trans thing aside for a minute, right? I was like, but by sending that
Oh, I didn't turn my camera back on.
kind of signal to us, you support this lifestyle, and more importantly, like
He sprained his wrist jacking off the CEO.
most of us draw a hard line right there. Nah. What are you
You have
doing?
a granddaughter. You're like
Got
40,
two grandkids.
You're like 42 years old. Well, go ahead.
It gets cold in Detroit, Sean.
Yeah, I guess it does.
So I said, you signaled that to us. I said, but speaking of, I was like, you know, if someone wants to be trans, I was like, I didn't rip that kid. I said, F you guys. I said, I didn't even say boycott or cancel. I said, F you. I said, what are you doing? Injecting yourself into this conversation, these polarizing social issues. I was like, you know, you could be doing.
But they're not. They're just marketing to different avenues, to different people, to try to get different subsets. So much of the right-wing, like their angst, comes from the fact that corporations are trying, rightfully so, like I don't agree with any kind of marketing. Like I think Bill Hicks had it correct. But like, they're trying to get them young. They try to get their consumers while they're still impressionable and win them over to be brand loyal the rest of their fucking lives. So they don't market to fucking 40, 50-year-old, whatever the fuck Kid Rock is. You're not who they're trying to capture the imagination of. You have made your lifestyle brand choices. and you're not likely to change them. So like it's Dustin, good evening. Kid Rock joins Hanson. Don't diss Hanson like that. Look up Hanson's cover of Radiohead's Airbag. It's fucking phenomenal. Hanson's awesome. And they're an independent band that just tours and does what they want. Fucking cool as shit. I give mad props to Hanson. But that's what they're pissed off about, is that corporations don't market to them anymore. And it blows my mind. Why do you give a shit? Oh, Snickers. Snickers had a non-binary kid in their Halloween candy commercial. Why is that an assault on you, you fucks?
Much more positive stuff, just making us laugh and drink beer. But I said, someone wants to dress up like a girl, they want to be transgender or whatever. A lot of people fought and died for them to do that. Go for it. We can coexist. You know, in public places, you might not be my first dinner invite. You know what I mean? And I'm probably not yours. And if you're gay,
why not?
Right? We all got gay family members, gay friends, gay co-workers. It's like,
no, I assure you, there are plenty of people in Sean Hannity's audience that cares about gay people.
Cut it out. Just be gay.
You know,
I'm not going to clap
louder
for you.
You know what I hear you saying? You believe in freedom.
Yeah.
But if you want to indoctrinate kids in school,
that's what I tell my. Let me say this to the trans and gay community right now. Be yourself. That's cool. You're cool with me. I'm cool with you. That's how most people are.
But they can't have marketing opportunities. They can't be hired by a corporation the way you could to have not even a fucking commercial or anything. They're a social media influencer. They had a can with their face on it. You would have never heard about it if right-wing media didn't tell you to be upset. So like, I do not get it. Oh, you're free to be whoever you are, but like, you're trying to economically hinder the thing that you accuse the left of trying to cancel all you motherfuckers. Yeah, you're cool, but I don't want to see you. No, that's what these boycotts are about. They're trying to force the LGBTQ community back into the closet.
But as soon as you bring our kids into this, that's where you're going to bring hatred into it. Leave our freaking kids out of it. That's the bottom line.
How about parents instill the values in their own kids?
Yeah,
that's it.
Pretty simple. I mean,
all right, I want to get back into the Bud thing a little bit. I want one specific question. It's great to see you. Thanks for coming. More Kid Rock as we continue. We're in beautiful Nashville, Tennessee. By the way,
not having a state income tax has some downfalls. It's one of the reasons why a lot of rich fucks like Ben Shapiro, the Daily Wire, is out of Nashville now. There's a lot of reason why the rich fucks moved to Nashville. Good for them. They get to send their kids to private schools, live in gated communities. Meanwhile, the state is one of the poorest states in the country. The schools are crumbling. The roads are crumbling. But hey, the rich people don't have to pay income tax. I'm sorry. This isn't the political show. I played a Sean Hannity clip. My apologies. I had to go off on a whole trans rant. While we're somewhat on politics, let me get this one out of the way. Remember Suella Braverman, who got fired this week? She wants to cancel Christmas. What is with this woman? She wants to cancel immigration to Britain. She wants to cancel Christmas. She's just a Grinch. Only a few days out of a job, former Home Secretary Suella Braverman is already bolstering her fun-loving reputation. Her latest idea is canceling Christmas, at least for members of Parliament, following the Supreme Court judgment against the Rwanda deportation scheme that she championed in government. Braverman says MPs should pass emergency legislation over the Christmas break to get flights off the runway. God damn! Cancel Christmas so we can deport Africans. Braverman says that time is of the essence because stopping refugee arrivals on small boats is an emergency and should be treated as such. PP Girl, good evening. So she not only wants to cancel Christmas, but she wants to do it for a very racist reason. And she's Indian. If you might be listening to the audio of this, I just want to, and you've never seen a picture of Suella Braverman. She is Indian. She is an immigrant herself. I don't know. We don't have Warlord. It's past his bedtime over in the UK. It may be something where, like, because Britain conquered India there for a while, and there's a lot of British culture in India, maybe she feels like she was welcome to immigrate, but like those dirty Africans, nobody fucking clip that. God damn. Anti-Santa missile launcher. I love it. We'll get more Christmas stories as we get closer to Christmas. I'll be on Sunday night. I will be unveiling the Thanksgiving graphics for the Troll Patrol. Worked very hard on them. Not really. I think they're pretty much the same graphics I used last year. Because I really liked what I used last year, so maybe I made a few tweaks. The turkey with the troll hair. I don't know what I'll be doing for Thanksgiving. I probably won't do a show. We'll see. We'll see what actually happens this week. Play it by ear. I'll be here a few nights. Couple of hunters. This is probably not a funny story. I shouldn't laugh at this, but it is kind of wild. Perhaps they were out hunting for turkey coming up on Thanksgiving. 2 hunters in 2 separate incidents shot themselves.
2 hunters are dead after 2 separate incidents over the weekend. Our county-by-county coverage at 5 begins in Garrett County. The sheriff's office says 77-year-old Russell Stillwell of Indiana died Saturday morning in the Buckeye community, and 26-year-old Benjamin Brogel Jr. of Garrett County was killed in the northern part of the county on Sunday. The sheriff says both men were walking when they accidentally shot themselves.
Both men were walking when they accidentally shot themselves. Garrett County Sheriff Willie Skeens, what a name, said he has never seen anything like this in his 30 years of law enforcement. Within 24 hours of each other, they were just walking and shot themselves. I don't even know. I don't even know what to say. I guess since we're in the kind of crimey, newsy part of the show, I got this one for. I'm not even going to introduce this one. We're going to go to a golf course, and you guys are going to see what happens.
Police cars pour onto a golf course. They're going after a suspected bad guy. But no need to hurry. He's trapped in a porta potty.
We couldn't believe that he went inside there.
The bizarre case starts when a stolen car crashes outside Milwaukee. 4 people inside take off. There goes one, then another, then the third, then the fourth. Cops say one of the bad guys ran to the golf course. Not exactly a great place to hide with all that wide open space. So what'd he do? He jumped into a porta potty. Fortunately, a golfer saw what was happening and tipped the porta potty over. Golfer Alyssa Boland was there.
He made a quick decision to tip it over, walked away and said, "Good luck, buddy."
You can just imagine what happened next. The suspect found himself trapped inside. Back at the clubhouse, a police officer commandeers a golf cart and drives over to the porta potty.
This needs some Benny Hill music.
Side. Back at the clubhouse, a police officer commandeers a golf cart and drives over to the porta potty. The cops roll the porta potty over so the suspect can get out.
Come out! Crawl out, dude!
Then he states the obvious. He's not exactly smelling of roses.
Don't do anything stupid.
One cop puts on gloves before he goes anywhere near the suspect. Hey, wouldn't you?
Are you injured at all?
I'm just stretching.
A nice, relaxing, beautiful day on the golf course.
The most absurd news, politics, and current events. That's what I bring you. It kicks you when you clip me? Wow. You want wrestling, Dustin? I've got a wrestling clip. It's probably the main event of the evening for me. I'm very much looking forward to this story. The cops wouldn't have wanted to touch him. If he had done that, if he just charged out, they might have shot him just because they wouldn't have wanted to touch him. Warlord! We just talked about how Suella Braverman wanted to cancel Christmas. I was like, too bad Warlord isn't here. It's past his bedtime. And then you appear. What kind of shit is this? A shitty slap, huh?
A titty slap!
Come on now.
Man, I still need to play Persona 5. I played like the first couple of hours of it. And I was like, I don't think I'm committed. Like, not that I didn't like it or anything. Like, I was just like, I don't think I'm committed to playing this right now. 'Cause it's like 100 hours at least. A shitty slap. You don't want me to make a shitty slap. A little turd comes across the screen. You just smack it. I didn't want to have to do a full screen graphic like that. I wanted a set of tits to come through one side and then have a hand come across the screen. Like I wanted the tits to be stationary. I wanted the hand to come across the screen and smack the titties and then they shake. But I could not find I'd have to make it myself or something. I couldn't just find like a static image of side boob for some reason. That's my life. I can't find a static image of side boob. You guys, I cleaned out my download folder, right? Because, you know, not only am I downloading shit to make my thumbnails for the show, to make, you know, the thumbnails for the clips I make and everything, I'm constantly downloading shit to, you know, put in videos that I make for other people. So, like, my download folder, it fills up fast. I'm just constantly downloading pictures, downloading memes, hot women I see, hot guys I see sometimes, not as often though. No, it is not 99% porn because my porn goes to a specific location. Here's the thing is, like, I like a lot of like really amateur stuff. So like I'll follow, because like I've got a very specific taste. So if I come across a gal that fucks strangers bareback, and they have an OnlyFans, and they record themselves fucking strangers bareback, I'll subscribe to that OnlyFans. Justin does not like illegal porn. All my porn is totally legal. You might call it kind of kinky. I like groups too. I follow this girl and she will fuck anybody. And I've seen her do it. And she's like, it doesn't matter what you look like, everybody deserves a chance. If you recognize her when you're God got me choked up. If you recognize her when you're out somewhere and you're like, sub girl, like, she will suck your dick. She's amazing, but she goes and like gets gangbanged with like 5 other women, and there's like 50 dudes in a hotel room somewhere, and that's the kind of, I will subscribe to your OnlyFans. And she usually has it like $5. Like she's got set for $10, and then she'll do 50% off, so you can usually get it for $5. $5 for a month of watching a girl like go to fucking 3 or 4 gangbangs a week, it seems. Totally worth it. I'm a dirty whore. My sex life hasn't been the same since they Sesta, Fosta, and fucking Craigslist went away. Cause like people used to just get on Craigslist and be like, I've got this and this fantasy, and you're like, you know what? I'll do that for you. It's Subgirl. Subgirl is her name. If you recognize Subgirl. And then like pretty much like she has no limits, she says. Corrupted Christie is another one of my favorites. And she's been banned from all the sites. So like you have to get up with her and buy access to her Dropbox because she's too depraved for OnlyFans. Anyway, there were a lot of negatives, but like I like having fiber optic. This is the coolest internet I've ever had, but also like this is the lamest the internet has been. It used to be so goddamn cool when and like I don't want to sound like an old fuddy-duddy, but like the social media, the Facebooks and the MySpace, whichever MySpace is gonna be, the YouTubes, like they have kind of ruined things. But like I've seen videos that people done video essays that like it's coming back around. Authentic content is gonna cut through it again because people are like, your Mr. Beast ripoffs are oversaturated now. So people get tired of that shit and they get turned off by it. So like your organic content is gonna come back around and it's gonna come back to the top. It's like just a vicious cycle, and like hopefully I'm around for the comeback of the more down home people doing shit in their living room. I want to be the new type of news show. Trolling the fucking news. I struggled for a while to fit like, what does the Troll Patrol actually look like if it's not me live trolling people on Facebook, which was the original concept. And trolling the news and covering trolls in the news works out pretty well. I just thought the name was neat. Troll Patrol. I like alliteration. See, I want to be different. I think I can cut through. I think I can have a different kind of product, and it will appeal to people. Maybe one day I'll have some money and I can work on marketing the show a little bit better. But I'm just gonna win people over one by one, and I know I'm up for a challenge here, because like I'm a grating personality. I might be good at what I do, and I am at like reading shit and talking behind a microphone, but like I'm off-putting to most people. What the fuck is wrong with all of you guys? Usually I have to win people over. I'm an acquired taste. Like, you have to come back multiple times and be like, I see what he's doing. This is good. This is good shit. Fair enough. I wasn't calling myself an asshole, but if the shoe fits. I just like, I'm animated. I scream a lot. I go at 80, 90 miles an hour. And I'm kind of grating. Especially because I can't hear myself. I'm not hearing myself back because of the stupid ass board. I need to make some money and get a new board. Because when I heard myself, I was a lot smoother. And I've listened to the show back now, and I've listened to older shows when I had the other board. And I was doing a better job at being smooth and sounding silky. Oh, thank you, Venus. Apparently, I don't know that I can reapply. Perhaps the reapplying a couple weeks ago was my one shot. Apparently, you get one shot every 6 months. So it might very well be 5 more months before I get another shot at it. Twitch was just the better platform to grow on, to find more of an audience. The like, as shitty as Twitch is, the raid function, and you know, I got in with the leftist community, and I had people that liked me and would raid into me, and I would raid into other people, and it does become like a symbiotic relationship, and it sucks that I don't have it. And also, like, the audience on Kick doesn't seem to be very leftist. Just say, and there's not really a discussion. Like, I'm not gonna go up to the top of the Kick, what to watch page. You'd have to like actively go and browse. So I've kind of tried to see how it works, but there's no, like recommended channels. Like, if you get a hype train on Twitch, you'll pop to the top of the what to watch page and shit. And that's just another feature that helps you get discovered. That kind of sucks for me, right? Because YouTube is not necessarily the live streaming platform. It's more, prepackaged content. And then Kick is assholes, it seems. So you'd think I would cut through, but like, man, if I was an asshole the way I am, but to liberals and leftists, they would eat me up, wouldn't they? I'd be highly successful, but like, I couldn't do it I couldn't even do like a character, right? Like, I would have a hard time saying the things that right-wingers would, because like, my brain can't comprehend how a right-winger even thinks. It baffles me. Or otherwise, I would probably turn right-wing, make some money, and then be like, why I'm leaving the right. I would cash out and then be a leftist again. And I feel like I had a whole stand-up comedy bit about it, about how like I would be a really good preacher if I was exactly the person I am, which I think is grating and off-putting. but I was saying the things they wanted to hear, they would be all fucking Greg Locke. Look how successful he is. But I can't wrap my head around what the shit evangelicals say. I wouldn't be able to keep up that facade anytime. And definitely not, 10, 15 years to be able to like really make some money doing it and then be like, I would love to work my way up to have a mega church. To be broadcast on YouTube, on maybe even on TBN or some shit. Have a big giant church that has 5,000, 10,000 people in that motherfucker. Come out one morning and be like, suckers, I never believed any of this fucking bullshit. Kiss my ass, suck my cock, throw down the microphone, make lewd gestures, maybe even pull my fucking pants down, spread my asshole for them. Piss on the fucking faces of the crowd. Be like, you fell for this nonsense. It would be worth it if I could Andy Kaufman that shit and stay in character for 10 or 15 years and pull that off. That moment would be spectacular. Apparently there's some shit going on with the Daily Wire. They're having some inner Daily Wire feuds. I'm not too up on it. But man, I'd love to have a mega church. I'd love to pull that shit. Only Trolls Butthole stream. I was going to, and you can find me on OnlyFans. For the longest time, I was discreet about it. But now, if I follow a sex worker on OnlyFans, it says JustinFREAKIN. There's a picture of me. I'm not discreet about it anymore. And they're like, there's a couple of streamers in the community that are on OnlyFans, and I do indeed follow them. I'm not going to name any names, but oh my God, one of them just turns me on so much. She's amazing. I'm not going to tell you her name. I tried one time on Facebook because I know I got friends. I know I got friends that got OnlyFans accounts. I'm like, I'll totally support you guys if you tell me what your OnlyFans account is. Nobody took me up on that. Maybe that's a little creepy. But I know more than one of them does. I know these people. I guess as long as we're talking about titties. This one is wild. Double D breast implants saved the life of a man who damaged his lungs by vaping. I say right after I take a hit of a vape. Davey Borer was able to breathe without lungs for 2 days thanks to the implants holding his heart in place. Wait, what? He had implants? I'm very confused now. This is Davey and his girlfriend, Susan Gore. I thought we were going to find out that, somehow her implants stopped something from happening or he fell on him or something. So remember, I'm not a pre-watch Andy. A double D breast implant has saved the life of an American man who needed a lung transplant after vaping for a decade. Surgeons at Chicago's Northwestern Medicine used the implants. Oh, they put implants in him. Oh. They used it. Okay. They used the implants to hold David Bauer's heart in place while he was kept alive with an artificial lung for 2 days. Ooh. Mr. Bauer, 34, from Missouri, had vaped for nearly a decade, believing it was a healthy alternative to smoking. Vaping felt better, and I thought it was a healthier alternative, but in all honesty, I found it more addicting than cigarettes. He appeared to be in good physical health, working as a landscaper and enjoying energetic pursuits like snowboarding. A double D fake lung. But in April, he felt short of breath and was initially diagnosed with flu. He then developed an antibiotic-resistant infection. Ooh! For those who don't know, I find medical intervention like really, it gives me the heebie-jeebies. I've never been in the hospital. I've never had surgery. I've never broken a bone. I've never had any kind of thing happen to me, and it freaks me out to even think about. Condition worsened, and doctors decided a double lung transplant was his only chance of survival. Davy's lungs were so heavily infected that they started to liquefy. If you looked at his x-ray, there was nothing left. The lungs were completely filled with When we received a call from Davy's medical team in St. Louis, we thought we could help him, but it was also very clear he wouldn't survive the transplant in his current condition. He needed to clear the infection before we could list him for the transplant, but the only way to do that was to remove both lungs. This was uncharted territory for us, but our team knew if we couldn't help Davy, no one else could. Surgeons created an artificial lung to help keep blood flowing while his real lungs were removed, but the challenge was to prevent his heart from collapsing inside his chest. The solution was to use breast implants. I can't read anymore. You get the gist of it. I gotta take that picture off. Can't do it. Can't do it. Fucking Sparkles always like to tell me about, like, because she's had so many medical issues in her life. She always liked to tell me about her shit. I'm like, no, you can't tell me. Curiouser, my ex-girlfriend, and also my roommate for a little bit. She's a nurse, and she would always try to tell me about medical shit. I'm like, ew, no, please don't tell me. Fucks with me. Let me get my bearings about me. Maybe I'm not high enough for this shit. I vape. They're hearing about a dude who had to have his lungs removed from vaping. Man, I don't cough this much when I'm smoking smoke. I don't think I'm going to be switching to vape. I think I'll go back to smoke. I think I like it a lot more. But the vape is a perfectly fine alternative. I'm stupid high right now. I like bongs. You can't bong a vape. Sure is making me cough like it's a fucking bong or some shit. Alright. I've been looking forward to this one. This is not our main event yet. Ah, shit. Hold on. Fucking Daily Mail. Doesn't work on Google. Wedding crasher Sandra Lynn Henson, 57 years old, stole tens of thousands in cash and presents during a 6-year crime spree of attending strangers' nuptials across 3 states. And apparently she's still free, which good on her. I'm rooting her on. Sandra Lynn Henson, 57 years old, was arrested on September 30th at a wedding ceremony taking place at Lily Creek Farm in Belden, Mississippi. Henson was caught eating a piece of cake by the bride's sister before she handed over $200 that she stole when family members threatened her. Authorities have tied Henson to a string of thefts in Alabama, Mississippi, and Tennessee dating back to 2019. She is a serial wedding crasher. Spent the last 6 years pretending to be a wedding guest and stealing thousands in cash and gifts. She's free again after posting bond.
An accused wedding crasher strikes again. We told you about Sandra Henson back in 2021 when Marshall County Police caught her on surveillance video stealing gifts and envelopes from a stranger's wedding. And then tonight, police say she is at it again. WRG's Ashley Paul joins us now live in studio with details on the latest arrest. Ashley?
Greg, not only is this woman accused of crashing weddings, but she's accused of cashing in on them. The latest happening in Pontotoc County. At least 4 years, 3 states, and countless weddings. Sandra Lynn Henson is facing charges once again.
We was able to identify this woman and actually watched her remove the property from the gift tables, which is very sad. I mean, that's real sad, you know.
This interview was back in 2021.
Now she might have been doing it for fun. She might get off on it.
McMillan with the Marshall County Sheriff's Office explained Henson was caught on video stealing envelopes and gifts during a wedding she was not invited to. We reported then this wasn't the first time Henson faced these accusations, with similar cases in Alabama and Tennessee. Tonight, we learned this also wasn't her last.
It seems to be an ongoing thing, maybe an addiction or something that she just feels like that nobody will ever catch on to.
Pontotoc County deputies took to Facebook, announcing Henson has been arrested once again. According to the Post, Henson was wanted in Alabama when she was arrested at another wedding in Pontotoc County. A groom who was a victim years ago says he can't believe this is still happening.
We're angry that she's still doing it. It's very disappointing that she's still doing such a heinous thing. You know, this is supposed to be one of our happiest days, and
She maybe she's got some kind of crazy origin story that she got stood up on her wedding day or some shit. And now she's got like a perverse thing where she likes getting all dressed up and stuff. And she likes going and getting the food. There's usually good food at a wedding. And then she gets a kick out of fucking stealing from them.
and she's taking advantage of it.
Thankfully, though, the victims say while Henson may have stolen their gifts, she can't steal their joy or their happiness. Now, Henson is facing charges including larceny, trespassing, and disturbing the peace. Greg?
Trespassing. Trespassing sounds better. So she's free on bond again. She has since bonded out of jail from the September 30th arrest. Now, new details are being released about her latest alleged theft. How she was caught red-handed by the bridal party. It's unfair, said Lexi Butler, whose wedding Henson targeted during the fall. She told the USA Today she's robbed so many people of precious time, memories, and gifts, but she never has to own up to her wrongdoing. I can't believe no one is taking this seriously. At the latest wedding, members of the bridal party reportedly caught Henson red-handed. She was eating a piece of cake and rummaging through personal items that weren't hers, and this shocked the bride and groom. During the September 30th nuptials, the bride's sister first noticed Henson alone during the reception. When the groom's sister entered shortly after, she saw Henson looking through some of the purses that were left behind. When she asked the stranger who she was, Henson replied, "I'm here for Lexi." But when she... and she probably said it so confidently. I'm here for Lexi. Henson eventually confessed to the theft after initially disputing it. Henson pleaded with the family not to call the police, saying she didn't want to go back to jail, but the family notified the Pontotoc County Police shortly after. Jocelyn said she apologized and said she'd been going to church and door dashing and had been doing well lately. The sister believes Henson may have got the information about their wedding from social media. Henson also had a notebook on her that listed 7 other weddings in the area. The family was further shocked once they searched her name on the internet and found all the other crimes she'd committed. This day was about me and Brady getting married. Jocelyn and Brady getting married. We had the best day ever. According to the Pontotoc County, if she robbed me on my wedding day, I would think it was like I'd tell this story on stream all the time. It would crack me the fuck up. According to Pontotoc County Sheriff's Office, this was not Henson's first rodeo. She's been arrested in Alabama, Tennessee, and Mississippi, crashing weddings and stealing money, cards, and purses. So apparently she was sentenced in 2021 for burglary and grand larceny before making parole. She's yet to comment on her string of thefts. Clearly, the USA Today, The Guardian's doing story. This is the Daily Mail. Doing stories on her, so they've probably tried to get in touch with her, see what her story is. I know I would. I'd be like, please, ma'am, please tell me. Are you getting off on this? Are you a kleptomaniac? Do you like getting all dressed up and stuff? It's probably like all of those things. Wouldn't it suck if you got all dressed up to go on a nationally syndicated game show and you didn't get any fucking answers correct? You guys know who WWE superstar Becky Lynch is. They call her the Man. She was white hot in wrestling. 2018, 2019. She's actually main evented a WrestleMania. She won the first ever women's match that main evented a WrestleMania. And absolutely deserved it. That was the biggest thing in wrestling that year. She got married to Seth freaking Rollins, who I have an ongoing feud with. And by default, Venus, that movie Requiem for a Dream fucks me up. That's another one of those fucking oof. I like cerebral horror. That's kind of what I would describe that as. So Becky Lynch went on Celebrity Jeopardy. And I think we got some other people that we're going to see here. They're really cool. Can't remember who the other 2 celebrities were, but I'm pretty sure they're like real badass. Becky don't do all that well.
6 degrees of actual bacon.
Can I have a 6 degree? Thank you. Going to 6 degrees of actual bacon for 200, please.
Oh, Macaulay Culkin and Rachel Dratch.
Mozzarella is in caprese salad with tomato, and tomato is with bacon in this 3 initial sandwich.
BLT?
What is a BLT?
That's the sandwich.
Let's go back to bacon for fun.
Mayo is in egg salad with hard-boiled eggs, which are with bacon atop this salad, first served at LA's Brown Derby.
A Cobb.
The Brown Derby served the first Cobb salad.
How did fucking Macaulay Culkin not know that?
Let's stick with the bacon.
More bacon for how much?
600, please.
Milk is in custard with eggs, and eggs are with bacon in this quiche, named for a region of France.
No idea.
What is Lorraine?
Quiche Lorraine is right.
Okay. Bacon for 800.
Oh yeah, Rachel Dratch.
Tomato sauce is in sloppy joes with beef, and
This was supposed to be Becky Lynch highlights. It's just been all the bacon questions.
with bacon in this beloved Wendy's burger, introduced in 2007.
No idea.
It's not your Wendy's order, I guess. Becky, you have a guess?
What is the Baconator?
That is correct. It is the Baconator.
It is the
yes.
Baconator.
You didn't have the courage of your fast food conviction.
No, it didn't.
Well, let's go bacon for 1,000.
Finish it off. Sugar is in jam with fruit, and fruit is with pancakes and bacon in this classic IHOP dish with a kooky name. Rachel.
What is Rudy Tooty Fresh and Fruity?
That's the kooky name, yes.
She's been doing IHOP.
We know the celebrity Final Jeopardy category today is
So,
hardest.
Becky Lynch, the
Reveal the clue.
first celebrity to not get a single question correct.
A paternity suit. His mustache had preserved its classic 10 past 10 position, according to the Spanish press. Your 30 seconds starts now, players. Good luck.
She had to have got a question right. She was out of the hole. I was lied to.
We'll begin with WWE superstar Becky Lynch. The signaling device just not your friend today.
Oh, my reflexes. Shocking.
And this
She's got $500 there, but yet I did not imagine this. I was not high. Becomes the first Jeopardy player to give 0 correct answers through 60 clues. Oh, they give you $500 at the end. Oh, okay. Did not get okay, so she did not get a single question correct.
This is a game where you can't work the referee. I'm sorry.
I know.
I'm sure it's not reflexes. It's a trick.
Jennings, he watches wrestling.
Final Jeopardy. Who is Salvador Dali? That is correct. Well done. Yes. He apparently had some very strong mustache wax.
Okay, so she went 0 for 60 in the other 2 Jeopardy rounds, but she actually got Dali, and I'm amazed I didn't even think of Dali. Snicks, good evening. That makes perfect fucking sense, and now I feel kind of stupid.
And if I can play Maury Povich for a moment, it turned out he was not the father. The paternity suit resolved in his favor. Let's see what you wagered. $500. You double it. You now have $1,000.
Well, good on you, Bex.
Played a very strong game of Jeopardy today until Rachel hit those daily doubles.
Yep.
He was cruising. Let's see, did he know it was Dali? He did. And he said hi
Hi, Brenda.
Flashcard, buddy. Well done. Brenda, you did good work. Macaulay played so well today. You wagered all of it. $16,800, bringing you to $33,600.
Hell yeah, Macaulay Culkin.
Gonna be tough to beat, but Rachel Dratch had the lead going into final, and she wrote down.
I think I messed up my math. I messed up my math.
Who is Salvador Dali? That's all correct. I can read that. And you wagered, here's the math part, $10,601, which will give you $33,601.
Oh, shit.
Debbie Downer has been a response on Jeopardy many times, but this is not.
Wow. Wow, she beat Macaulay Culkin by $1. I guess she knew he would wager everything, right? And then she just did whatever she needed to. Fucking, that was a hell of a clip. And okay, so I don't feel so bad for Becky Lynch. She was able to get the final Jeopardy question. A good showing for all of them. And yes, I love Macaulay Culkin. I love Rachel Dratch. Fucking, I love you too, Becky Lynch. You're all awesome people. Celebrities you can believe in. I got nothing that can top that. Let me give you some mutts. Let's do Puppy Bus. Let's check it. We'll watch several Puppy Buses, shall we? Top of my list of following accounts. You damn right. Let's check in and see what Puppy Bus be doing. Low Mountain Mutts on TikTok. Oh, this is the famous one.
Well, good morning.
At the top of the page. I was gonna stick around for a bit. I was gonna watch 10-15 minutes of Puppy Bus clinically and just chit chat with you guys. You don't have to leave me just yet.
While we're waiting for the bus.
I was gonna watch other ones. We can just flip through, see what they got on their page. Is this a Maru?
Maru?
It is a Maru.
Hey, you're not buckled in.
Good morning, Bama.
Good boy. Good boy. Okay, carry bus.
Oh, Snicks, you missed out on the criminal getting stuck in the porta potty. Let's go. We'll go to a different one.
Thank you for riding with Mo Mountain Mutts.
Loud. Cuties. No, I want to meet the puppies.
Second crew. Got done.
Here we go.
Max, you getting Mika?
Carol over there is getting all spunky.
Spunky.
Come on, guys, let's go this way. Carol wants to get Jameson. Up, up, up. Good girl, Lentil. Come on, up, up, up. Beach spunk. Woo, Carol.
Were you here for the Wedding Crasher? The Wedding Crasher was hilarious.
Come on.
I thought it was a pretty fun freak show tonight.
Max ran into Slade.
First time ever going solo. It's kind of a pain in the ass to have a guest host, but I like it. I like it better with a guest host.
Max, we're just running into the dogs.
Next time I see you, I'll have a guest host.
I ran into Weston pretty good. Oh, am I getting a Mika lean?
They're just playing.
Where's that pretty girl? Max
Just being cute babies.
ran into like 4 different dogs while playing.
I got a bus full of doggies. From the walk, they're wet and soggy. I got a bus full of doggies, and it's time to take them home. Happy
Oh, it's Max's birthday. He's got a birthday hat on.
We have birthday cake dog treats. Happy first birthday, Max.
Oh.
Lentil.
You sweet babies.
Echo.
I'm sure it can be frustrating. It has its challenges. These are incredibly well-behaved dogs, it seems. But still, puppies are definitely a handful.
Murray.
But you gotta love them.
Here we have Slade.
Blade.
Nina.
Hey, Mina.
Wesson.
He's a Wesson.
For birthdays. Mika.
Look how sleek and slender Mika is. Oh, Carolyn. Jameson and Guinness. Somebody's a drinker.
Paws to yourself. Tails out of the aisles.
They're also well behaved.
Murray, you are sitting in the emergency exit. Are you willing and capable of offloading the pups in a remote chance of an emergency?
Oh, Maury's adorable.
All right, we got second crew. Just got done picking up poop.
Picking up poop.
I am the owner of Mo Mountain Muss, which is a dog walking, training, and pet sitting business in Southeast Alaska. I've got a bus. I pick up dogs and I take them for off-leash romps. In my vest, I have leashes. Some of the dogs are also wearing a leash on their harness.
So yeah, these are the best that she has. The best behaved that can go for off-leash walks.
I got everybody's attention. Bear spray, treats, traits, skin and coats, remotes, because they are all e-collar trained to come to the vibration. If they get out of earshot, it's really windy. Also, they're kind of noisy and sometimes they can't hear you calling or the whistle blowing if they're down on the beach wrestling and barking. So it's a good way to interrupt play and tell them to come back, check in, and get some beef liver. Got my walkie-talkie so I can talk to my husband. Got a spare leash. I'm gonna let them off in groups of 3 to 4, and they're gonna go poop. And I'm gonna pick up. I'm loaded. All right, everybody has gone poop.
Yeah, buddy.
Beef with the birds. Come on, let's go. We have a cat that we let out on our deck, and the birds will harass the cat, and I let Carl yell at the birds. There's my husband Lee. He's carrying our son Vern. Carl's digging a hole.
Yeah, he is. Dig that hole, Carl.
Digging like a maniac. Mud.
That mean there's like a groundhog or something down there?
A lot of people ask about wildlife. We don't usually see anything other than squirrels and birds. Get out of there. Yarrow, what do you have? Yarrow, drop it. Good girl. All trained, drop it, leave it, recall, walking nice on a leash. A lot of people ask other questions like how do they not fight? They are temperament tested and paired up with friends. These aren't a bunch of random, strange dogs. We live in a really small town. A lot of these dogs know each other. Some of the dogs all live together, like Jameson, Carolyn, and Guinness live together. Stella and Olaf live together. Echo, Carl, and Louie live together. And Yarrow and Gumbo's humans are really good friends. A lot of these dogs know each other outside of pack walks. When I'm doing a meet and greet, I always ask the newbie if they know any of the other dogs we already walked. How do they not run away? I don't let dogs off leash that I don't trust. Echo, far enough. They know all my.
Yep. Coming right back. Sweet babies.
A lot of these dogs started when they were puppies, so they kind of grew up learning the pack walk rules. So it's just part of their life.
Was that a wiener dog? Or like a basset hound? Guess there's a lot of difference between a wiener dog and a basset hound, isn't there?
question.
I don't know my dog type. That's a basset hound.
It's wet and rainy. A high of 40 and a low of 31 today.
Brr.
According to my Apple Watch. Pretty cloudy.
Yeah, this is like a week ago.
I'm gonna give the camera over to my husband so we can get a little doggy on some loggies.
Doggies on some loggies, yes.
Turn around. Good boy, sit. Carl, hop up. Good, stay. Very good. Echo, look.
It's a class photo. Look at them.
Echo's face. Good, stay. I'm gonna move Stella.
Stella's back there too.
Yep. Good dogs. Good, stay. Very good, Stella. Very good. Good girl. Good, stay. Very good. Okay, can you see Echo?
I think so.
Good.
Yeah.
Good, stay. All right, picture time. Good, stay. And can you see Olaf?
Yeah, babies. Get your treats.
Carl.
White boy Curl.
Stella.
Stella.
Olaf.
Olaf.
Fish.
Bish or Bish?
Mina.
Ina. They're all adorable. They're all so lovable.
Seat Hog Boo.
Oh, boo.
Deshu.
Hey, Deshu. Look at those eyes. I didn't catch his name. That was the Basset Hound. Is that Amaru?
Yarrow.
Hey, Yarrow.
And Jameson.
Hey, Bassin. He's a scrubby little guy.
Till we get to your house. Carol's looking for that crumb that I dropped. Paws to yourself. Tails out
It
of
was Carol, not Amaru.
Stella, you are sitting in the emergency exit. So we have lots of. Are you guys all willing and capable of offloading the pups to the remote?
Look at them. They shook their head.
Hi, I'm
She had a treat behind the camera.
Mountain Mutts, which is.
That's how she got them to shake their head.
Thank you for riding with Mo Mountain Mutts.
I'm on to your trickery.
Stewart's Shine with omega fatty acid salmon and sweet potato recipe with your bus ride.
Salmon and sweet potato. I fucking want a salmon and sweet potato. Sounds good as fuck right now. I wish I had a piece of salmon and a sweet potato to bake. Whole bunch of butter and brown sugar, bitches. Oh! With a brown sugar bourbon marinade on the salmon. Get a nice sear.
Lincoln's new brother. Boy Lincoln, good role model for Mr. Chitters here.
Mr. Shitters.
Welcome aboard Mo Mountain Mutts, Chitters.
Oh, Chitters.
Please stay in your seats till we get to your house. Paws to yourself and tails out of the aisles. Mika, you are sitting in the emergency exit. Are you willing and capable of offloading the pups?
You've never had salmon. I fucking love salmon.
Thank you for your service.
Probably my favorite fish.
Stow your leashes under your seats. Paws in the upright.
You can get the salmon skin all nice and crispy, and it's so good. It's also one of, like, you get sashimi, it's usually a piece of salmon.
Thank you for.
A lot of sushi uses salmon.
Would you guys like? Thank you for riding with Mo Mountain Mutts.
Oh yeah, fuck canned salmon.
Happy birthday, Missy.
Happy birthday, Missy.
Horses there, dude.
God, I'm starving now. I wish I had salmon. Ah, best meal I could. I kind of think my French onion soup might be my best one. But if I want to get laid, if I want to do something special that I'm really going to knock the socks off, I do Alton Brown's chicken parm. A lot of when I make food, I'll watch like multiple people do a recipe, and then I'll like do my own spin on it. But like I straight up do Alton Brown's chicken parm. I do not vary from his recipe. I do it exactly the way he does it, and it is a panty dropper. It is Friday, Battle Opossum. You missed Becky Lynch. We watched Becky Lynch on Celebrity Jeopardy. Missed every goddamn question except Final Jeopardy.
Usually a fruit snob. He likes these. Well, they're all natural, baked in the U.S. Love it.
Now I've made myself hungry talking about salmon. I am a food snob. I make a badass macaroni and cheese. I make several badass potato dishes. Like my fucking twice baked potatoes. Venus, you're on YouTube right now. I have no idea what, like, when you saying spell that.
Pooping in the street.
Pooping in the street.
Pooping.
Pooping.
Got the old and littles plus Echo and Wrigley. Wrigley was hanging out with Murray and Norman and really wanted to come with, and her mom said she could, so she's here. Cora's pooping.
My French onion soup is just out of this world, though. Holy shit. And like, I don't really like onions all that much, but it is so fucking good. Oh, Alton Brown, the dude that used to do what, Good Eats on Food Network. I like the non-musical ones. Oh, this is what they did for Halloween. Alton Brown was the host of Iron Chef America. He does like the he does like the food science.
Ooh, an Olaf Olibus.
But like that chicken parm recipe, just perfect.
Ooh.
I will like I make my own tomato sauce. I don't remember him making his own tomato sauce, but he probably did. Or did some kind of like had San Marzano canned or whatever. I don't have access. That's the one thing. A lot of chefs use like San Marzano canned tomatoes that come from Italy. Like,
And Mina has dressed as
I don't have access to that shit. I could probably order it if I wanted to. I probably should.
Hi, girl.
Good Eats is such an excellent show.
Shaking off that witchiness.
So he probably used San Marzano's in his recipe. But because I don't have that, like, I'll roast my own tomatoes and then make my own sauce. But other than that, I followed his recipe exactly. Do it, Venus. It's on YouTube.
And we got King of the Southeast Alaska.
When I made beef Wellington for Thanksgiving, it didn't exactly look right. My pastry didn't. It looked a little funky on the end there. Kind of like I'm not good at doing wrapping paper either. That's kind of what my beef Wellington looked like. Carlsaurus.
Another Louisaurus. We got an Echosaurus.
The key to pretty much any chicken dish is like you need to brine your chicken like a day or two, and then like with chicken parm you pound it out. You make sure it's like totally flat, so like it's the fucking juiciest. It's so fucking good. It's nice and crispy when you fry it up because it's nice and flat. You don't have to leave it in too long.
Skeleton gumbo. There's the treat lady Mina, dressed up as Mo.
I love chicken parm too. Because I'm a Parmesan snob, I always get like really good Parmesan. You chop off the rind of the Parmesan and stick it in the back. What is the rind that's actually there when you get like a block from a grocery store, and stick that in your tomato sauce as you're heating it up. Oh God, I'm starving. Yeah, I've got like 2 more slices of pizza in there. It's pizza time. Go ahead, light one up, tip one back. It's all right to have a little fun before you hit the sack. I'm Justin Freakin. We'll see you on Sunday night.